different application providers are thinking about the opportunity in different ways, and they might land in virtual care and telehealth as Babylon did, but then move into diagnostics and triage. And so they're thinking about which application area do they want to play in, and where should they evolve. And realistically, telcos should be thinking about the same. So as well as thinking about who are interesting players to partner with now, you should be thinking about where do I want to go, and how can my partnership ecosystem help me deliver that. So you need to think yourselves, is remote monitoring the biggest opportunity for me? Is diagnostics and triage really where I should be focusing? But on top of that, what you really need to consider is where in the value chain do you then play. So while application providers are thinking, how do I move horizontally, telcos, we think, and what we've written about quite a lot, is we need to think, how do I play more vertically? How do I move beyond just connectivity, and in the coordination age, move further up to play a higher value role? So things like reselling the application, providing a level of professional services, whether that's ongoing managed services, playing more of a role that Teles has played in the application and enablement by creating these kind of orchestration and data management platforms. So telcos really need to consider not only which application area do you want to start in, but then your ambition within that application area to maybe move beyond connectivity. And what we've done is try to think, well, there's a couple of different models that telcos could use to actually play in those spaces, and depending on where in this spectrum and this map you want to fit, there's a couple of different ways to do that. So in the yellow here is where we think the telco could sell that capability directly to the consumer as a telco branded capability. The blue is where the telco may still be selling to the consumer, but is actually just reselling a partner's capability. So it's still them fronting the solution, but it's actually developed and owned by a partner. And the third in the red is where the partner would provide that directly to the customer. And of course, in network connectivity, that's primarily a telco capability, but there's others where we think the telco could be developing their own capabilities and selling those as part of the solution. In infrastructure, it could be in edge or private 5G. In data management, as I mentioned, Teles Health have their kind of platform and exchange, and they develop that themselves. And that's an area where a telco capability clearly has a strong right to play. But you could also, healthcare is a very local market. You could be using your field force and the scale of the telco to deliver your own systems integration services or ongoing managed services. So we see those as potential areas where the telco could have a direct impact. But as you can see in the light blue, we really do think telcos could be moving up the value chain by leveraging partner capabilities, and especially in healthcare, as I mentioned, such a local market, heavily regulated, a lot of data privacy. The telco, as a local player, has a strong right to do more, and to partner with application providers to provide that app, to provide the end device. And we do see telcos taking that step and moving into that area. Not necessarily developing themselves. That's a big step to take. Not a natural playing field for telcos, but being able to leverage a partner effectively to actually move further up the stack. So the key takeaway here, not just defining, yes, I want to go through remote monitoring, but defining where in the value chain you want to play.